Now hold up real quick, before we get started, I gotta let you in on a secret. My code myfi, starting today, will get you 30% off all G Fuel products. G Fuel is the only clinically proven product to increase your God Roll drops inside of Destiny 2. That statement hasn't been evaluated by literally anyone. Just trust me and pick some up. 30% off goes until the 21st of this month. Okay, to the video. All right, boys, the dawning is here, and with it comes 3 brand new, totally never before seen weapons that I am gonna make 3 whole videos on each one of them because ad revenue and I like money. Psych! Today, we're going to be covering all 3 weapons and their God Rolls in this one single video. That's right, boys, Papa myfi is back, and with me, I bring God Rolls for the Avalanche Machine Gun, the Cold Front SMG, and the actual brand new Glacioclasm Fusion Rifle. But real quick, if you're new, and only if you enjoy my videos or have ever found them useful, then feel free to subscribe. Also, you should totally join my community Discord. Thanks. We got some good memes in there. Okay, plugs done. Let's get into these holiday God Rolls. Timestamps for each weapon can be found in the description, just in case you get a roll that you can't remember if it's the God Roll, then you can just come back to this video and hop right into that weapon. Now, for anyone wondering why I'm covering all 3 weapons and not just the new Fusion Rifle, well, that would be because even though the Machine Gun and SMG are old dawning weapons that we've seen in previous years, they now have an increased power cap, and the perk pools for these weapons have been completely revamped, meaning there's a reason to actually grind for these weapons again, even if you grinded for them in the past. Our first weapon is the Avalanche. The Avalanche is a 450 RPM solar machine gun that has a chance to drop from gift boxes that have a chance to drop from vendors you bake and give cookies to. Getting into the God Roll, for column 1, we have 8 sight. To be honest, as long as you get good perks in the other 3 columns, then this column doesn't really matter too much. But for the people that want to know exactly what to look for, well, you should be looking for a sight with 0 zoom, just so you can see more when you're ADSing, but also a sight that's going to add some range and handling. The 2 sights I would recommend is SLO or slow -10 post or SLO or slow -21 post. Both are going to give you a boost to range and handling with 0 increase to magnification. Column 2, we have 8 perks, but because this is a machine gun, I'm only going to recommend magazine perks because more bullets equals more carnage equals more fun. The magazine perk you should go with is going to be extended mag for that massive increase to the magazine. Now hold up, don't freak out over that penalty to reload speed, because trust me, column 3 is going to completely make up for it. Speaking of column 3, let's talk about it. In column 3, we have 6 perks: Outlaw, Grave Robber, Killing Wind, Auto-Loading Holster, Surplus, and Zen Moment. Now, if it's not a reload perk, then it's not something you should look for. So bye-bye Killing Wind, Surplus, yeah, I know it increases reload speed, but just know, and Zen Moment. That leaves us with Outlaw, Grave Robber, and Auto-Loading Holster. I'm going to go ahead and say all of these are good, and it's hard to decide. I mean, with Outlaw, you get a precision kill, and then your reload speed shoots through the roof. Grave Robber, you get a melee, and the gun auto-reloads part of the mag. And then Auto-Loading Holster, you can just store the weapon, and it reloads itself in your back pocket. It's honestly hard to choose, so let's discuss column 4 so we can cross-connect some perks and see what synergizes best. Now, for column 4 in here, we have 6 baller perks. Literally, all of them are good. We have Swashbuckler, Unrelenting, Opening Shot, Vorpal Weapon, Dragonfly, and Tap the Trigger. Literally all so good. You got Swash for a traditional damage perk, Unrelenting for health on kill, which is good in PvP, Opening Shot for PvP players that want to land that first shot headshot for some massive damage, Vorpal for tearing through yellow health bar ads or dunking on guardians and their supers in PvP, Dragonfly for the ultimate ad clear, and Tap the Trigger for PvP players that want crazy accuracy. I will, however, say that Dragonfly is going to be king in this column when it comes to PvE. Machine guns in PvE, excluding Xeno, shouldn't really be used for anything more than ad clear, or the occasional single target damage on a major or ultra. So when you slap on Dragonfly, well, that's going to take your ad clear to a whole new level. For PvP, well, it's hard to argue against Swashbuckler for that increased damage after each kill, but if you find any of the perks I just mentioned above that would be good for PvP, more beneficial for you, then go for it, as all of them are good in my book. Now for God Rolls, and I have a few. I think the absolute best roll for PvE is going to be Outlaw with Dragonfly. If you're going to be using this machine gun for your ad clear, well, that means you're not going to be stowing it often, so auto-loading holster isn't going to be beneficial for you, and Grave Robber means you're going to need to get up close and personal, but who wants to do that when you can just tap an enemy's head from afar and the whole enemy group just vanishes because of Dragonfly? The other way this machine gun could be used in PvE is for dealing with the occasional ultra or major. So something like auto-loading holster and Vorpal weapon would be a nice combo. You could pull the weapon out, tear through the yellow health bar add, which Vorpal weapon is increasing your damage on, then throw it back in your pocket and have it auto-reload for the next enemy or the next major / ultra. And the final PvE role is for a more aggressive up-close and personal player, or I guess I could just say Titan, because that literally describes a Titan. This role consists of Grave Robber and Swashbuckler. You whip this weapon out, going head first into a crowd of enemies, literally a Titan. You get a melee kill, which auto-reloads part of the mag and procs Swashbuckler ×5 for that 33% increase to damage. You then just start spraying, meleeing whenever you need to reload or reproc Swash. So yeah, 3 God Rolls for 3 types of players. My personal pick is Outlaw Dragonfly, but the other 2 roles I mentioned aren't bad either, and they synergize quite well. Next up on the list, we got the talk of the town. Literally, everyone's talking about it. Cold Front. Cold Front is a 750 RPM SMG that is acquired the same way all these Dawning weapons are acquired. Gift boxes. Let's get into the God Roll. In column 1, if you're on controller, then you're going to want stability. And if you're on MK, then you're going to want, well, stability isn't as necessary as it is for controller, so you don't need as much stability. For controller, polygonal rifling for a whole lot of stability, or small bore for a balance of stability and range. Then for M&K, you got a few different options, such as extended barrel for a bump to range and stability, but a negative to handling, hammer forged rifling for a flat increase to range, and finally, full bore for balls to the wall range with a massive penalty to stability and handling. Then for column 2, in here you got 2 options, the I'm on controller option and the I'm on M&K option. For controller, you want steady rounds for a massive increase to stability and a small penalty to range. It's very small penalty to range, don't even worry about it. Then M&K, you want accurized rounds for a flat increase to range. Now on to the actually interesting columns. Column 3, and here we sadly no longer have Feeding Frenzy like we did last year, but that's okay as we still have some pretty decent perks. Column 3, we have 6 perks. Surplus, Quick Draw, Under Pressure, Dynamic Sway Reduction, and Subsistence. Yeah, that's a lot of stability perks. It's as if Bungie knows that we're going to need them. Now, if you're on controller, then this column is really a no-brainer, as you should immediately go with Dynamic Sway Reduction. And I know what you might be thinking, but myfi, you already told us to use stability perks in column 1 and 2. Why column 3 as well? And my response to that would be 16. 16. This weapon has a base of 16 stability. You need stability for this weapon on a controller. Don't even try to argue with me. Now, if you're on M&K, well, you don't need stability as bad, but with 4 out of the 6 perks in this column being stability perks, you don't have really much of an option. I would say Surplus is probably going to be the best as it increases handling, reload, and stability when your abilities are charged, but if you don't want that, then something like Subsistence will be fine, but you will run out of ammo like crazy, just a heads up. But of course, every time you get a kill, you will be kind of auto-reloading. I think it throws like 3 bullets back in the mag. But yeah, those are really your only 2 options if you don't just want straight stability on M&K. Now for column 4, where there are 6 baller perks. I feel like I've said that before. We got Rampage, Surrounded, Dragonfly, Unrelenting, Thrash, and One for All. Now, let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. At the time of this recording, December 17th, hopefully you all see this on December 18th, Dragonfly is available on this gun. And if you don't know why I'm making a big deal out of this, that's because kinetic weapons aren't supposed to roll with Dragonfly, because when the explosion happens from getting a precision kill, the explosion matches the element of the gun. And well, kinetic weapons don't have an element. Bungie has come forward and said that Dragonfly on this weapon is not intentional and they will have more information soon. I assume they're not addressing it immediately because they're on holiday vacation, which honestly is good for us. Now, the reason this gun, having Dragonfly, is so huge, excluding the fact that Dragonfly on an ad-clearing weapon like an SMG is extremely powerful, is because, for some reason, the elemental explosion that occurs when getting a precision kill with this weapon is solar, no matter what subclass you're running, meaning it can be paired with the Wrath of Rasputin mod and create Warmind cells, which, when paired with Dragonfly, casually, just casually, turns this sub into one of the best primaries in the game for PvE. It still doesn't, however, make it better than the Aikilos SMG. The Aikilos SMG is more dependable on creating Warmind cells thanks to, well, every 5 kills with Global Reach, you'll get a Warmind cell, and the fact that the Aikilos SMG is a better archetype than the Cold Front SMG. I've seen some people telling me that the Cold Front with Dragonfly is better than the Aikilos SMG. No. Anyone that's telling you that is just flat out lying. So now we are at a crossroads. If Bungie removes the perk from people's roles, well, we don't know what they are going to replace it with, so we don't know if it's going to be worth farming for a Dragonfly roll. But at the same time, if Bungie removes the ability for the weapon to drop with Dragonfly before the donning ends, but lets everyone that already has the gun with Dragonfly on it keep it, then it's going to quickly become one of the rarest weapon rolls in Destiny history because it literally wasn't meant to happen. So in my opinion, it's better to be safe than sorry and go for a roll with Dragonfly, just in case Bungie lets us keep it. But while you're at it, you should also go for a roll with the second best perk in column 4, One for All. One for All doesn't require a kill and boosts damage for a full 10 seconds. Take that, Rampage. Easily making it the best damage perk on this weapon, and it's not even close. So the God Roll for controller is Polygon Rifling in column 1, Steady Rounds in column 2, Dynamic Sway Reduction in column 3, and Dragonfly / One for All in column 4. Now the M&K God Roll is Full Bore, or if you don't like Full Bore because of the stability penalty, then go with something else, in column 1, Accurized Rounds in column 2, Surplus in column 3, and Dragonfly / One for All in column 4. Sadly, this year's Cold Front can't roll Feeding Frenzy kill clip, but if Bungie lets us keep Dragonfly, well, then it's not so bad, and that would make this weapon actually pretty cracked. Now for our third and final weapon, we have the newest addition this year, Glacioclasm. Glacioclasm is a high-impact frame void fusion rifle that is acquired via, well, you should already know by now. And boys, I'm gonna go ahead and be upfront. If you're looking for a PvE God Roll, just don't. It's just not good, and it's really not worth your time, especially since Gallant or Gallant Charge exists. Gallant Charge is the king of PvE fusions, and Glacioclasm doesn't even come close. So for this weapon, we are going to discuss the PvP God Roll. Yes, I know I mostly cover PvE God Rolls, but there literally isn't one for this weapon. In column 1, well, we don't have sights, which right off the bat is a big bummer compared to other fusions like Arantel. I'm gonna have to recommend something that's going to boost stability for the better accuracy at afar, so perks like Chamber Compensator, Arrowhead Break, or Extended Barrel, which is better recoil and range, are gonna be your go-to. And then for column 2, I'm gonna recommend Accelerated Coils for that faster charge time, or Projection Fuse for that increased range. Then column 3, either Under Pressure for an increased stability when the mag is low, which will activate pretty much as soon as you spawn inside of PvP, or Surplus for an increase to handling and stability and reload speed whenever your abilities are fully charged. And finally, column 4, where Impact Reserves is king. The rounds at the end of the mag do increased damage, and that's pretty much active right off the bat inside of PvP because you spawn in with little to no special ammo. So the God Roll, column 1, Extended Barrel for better recoil and range. Column 2, Projection Fuse for better range. Column 3, Surplus for better stability and, less importantly, handling / reload speed. Then finally, column 4, High Impact Reserves all day for that bonus damage pretty much 24/7 inside of PvP. Sorry that I didn't spend too much time on this weapon, but it gets its ass kicked in PvE by Gallant Charge, and the fact that fusions haven't been meta since Loaded Question. RIP my baby, gone but not forgotten. Then PvP, well, other fusions like Arantel or Wizened Rebuke are just far better, making Glacioclasm mediocre at best. It's just a cool looking gun at the end of the day, and really nothing more, sadly. And there are all the dawning weapons and their God Rolls. Now before you do head out, real quick, let me know in the comment section if you have gotten your hands on any Cold Front Dragonfly rolls, and if you think Bungie should leave any rolls with the perk already on it alone. I'm curious where you all stand on this situation of Bungie messing up. With all that being said, if you enjoyed the video, then feel free to slap a like on it. Join my Discord, please. Discord.gg/myfi. And I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.